Okay, today we are playing a game on Volskaya Industries. We will be playing Zenyatta the entire way through, and we are in the gold SR range. And our current team composition is Reinhardt, Pharah, Hanzo, Torbjorn, Mercy, and Zenyatta. So, it sort of leaves something to be desired. I don't think you have to be too imaginative to think of a better team comp. Let's hope they don't have a Pharah. Also, fortunately, they are the defending team right now, so they're pretty unlikely to have a Pharah. But you know, we're probably gonna have some trouble getting through that doorway with a team comp like this. Well, doorway, the archway. There's no door on it, so it's not really a doorway, is it? It takes us a while. Because we have to try and push through this archway with a Torbjorn on our team, which is going to be difficult. We get off to a good start, because we kill these two fools. Unfortunately, Mercy is currently still in the game, so Orisa just gets revived again. However, we did kill the Zenyatta, and that's important because she hasn't had time to build up any ult charge yet, so that really sucks for her. However, it takes us a while to get through this archway, anyway. So somebody kind of pokes their face up there, and then we spend a while shooting up in the archway. No one is going to poke their face back out of the archway again if we're shooting at it, so we just kind of waste our time by doing so. Instead, we could be so much more profitable with our time and just do inconsequential damage to the shield for a while. It's the little things. So Hanzo was being very inconvenient with where he was standing, so we spam the button on him, and he eventually comes back into line of sight. So they have a lot of barriers, as you might have noticed. It's going to be hard for us to get through all these barriers. This happens. That sort of removes one of the barriers. Not a worthwhile trade, because our Reinhardt will get back way before their Reinhardt will. So now's kind of our best chance to try and get through the archway. However, that's still really fucking hard to do. The dragon doesn't help, but also we now have to try and push through the archway, and we have an Orisa now, so that's cool. We do actually have a second tank now, but Orisa's not really going to help us get through the archway that quickly, so it all just kind of falls apart. It's changed to Winston. Okay, thought Winston changed to Orisa for some reason, and I was like, that's definitely not the correct decision. But no, Orisa changed to Winston, which is a far better decision, because Winston's really good against most of their team. So we still can't, like, do anything about these barriers, really, and oh, there's a Mei over there as well, which is they have a super inconvenient team, basically. And our Pharah is not, even though Pharah counters, like, their entire team, she's not doing a very good job of countering them. Oh, look, everybody got earth shattered, so everyone's gonna die now. That's just kinda how it goes, and now we will have to wait again for everyone to be alive. We're getting shot at by Hanzo, but fortunately, he can't hit the broadside of a barn, so we just walk away. There's not really much we could have done to help with this situation because we're playing Zenyatta. There's not really much we can do to, like, help break a choke point. However, that's a pretty good attempt right there. We just suddenly kill one of their defenders, and they also just lost their Mei. In goes the dragon. We've lost Pharah, but they're down 3 people at this point. Their Zenyatta has probably had time to put down her ultimate at this point. If she hasn't put it down at 3.5 minutes into the round, something's gone terribly wrong. I didn't mean to push back there, just sort of did it. So we end up seeing the Mercy, and then we kind of, like, stop for a minute and, like, look away back over here. That was, like, our chance to kill Mercy. It's not often Zenyatta gets a chance to kill the Mercy, but, like, we had a great chance right there, and we just kind of, like, stopped shooting at her for a little while, and then, like, oh, now I'm going to start shooting at her again, and now she's gone. We could have killed her right there. Like, she was out here by herself coming to try and res someone. So we hear Mei throw Blizzard out, so we just use our ultimate, which is sort of a fair response. It's generally one of those ultimates that you use Transcendence for. However, its effect is slow enough. One might say it was glacially slow. That's wordplay because it's ice. We can kind of wait a little bit to see if it actually is going to catch anybody in the effect, because it doesn't actually catch anybody in the effect, so we could have held our ultimate for that one. Not one of the ults you usually do use Transcendence for Blizzard, but you kind of want to wait a little bit to see if anybody actually gets caught in it. So it's okay though, because Pharah kills their entire team suddenly out of nowhere. And there in the kill feed we see Torbjorn's turret killed the Bongo. Not one you see very often. And now their entire team's dead. And just like that, we've gotten control of the point. Look, they're here, they're stalling for a little while. We get it. We're gonna capture the point. There goes Reinhardt. Wouldn't have recommended that maneuver. Didn't really work out for him. So, We got this one with some time to spare. Now we've got to try and take the way harder second checkpoint. Still with a Torbjorn. It's going to be really easy, dude. So, did Torbjorn just throw some armor in front of us and we didn't pick it up? Yeah, there's... Oh, no, somebody else picked it up. Okay, never mind, never mind. I was like, oh, Zenyatta's one of the best heroes in the game to get armor because he's mostly shields. Zarya being the other one. Funnily enough, they both start with the letter Z. Or Z. I'm English, so I should say that one. It's been so long since I lived in that country. So, almost killed Mercy. She sort of slipped away with low HP. Torbjorn being very productive, trying to build a turret, not really getting anywhere. Winston getting really bullied because they have a Mei. This is sort of the best place we can be standing. We could, like, try and stand on the low ground and shoot at some more people, but, like, oh, it's way scary down there. And up here, we're pretty safe, and we can still shoot at a bunch of people, so this is basically the best we can do. And we're just trying to build up our ultimate right now, and, like, we almost have it. If we could build up Transcendence a little bit sooner, we might have had it in time to save Mercy, which would have, of course, been pretty helpful, but wasn't on the cards. Oh, God, ooh, let's watch that one again, because, boy, it looks like he's going to be really sad, but then just, whoop, suddenly, Pharah helps him out a lot, and just pushes him right into our team. He wasn't in a great position to try and take advantage of it, but Hanzo was, of all people, so... Things have started going pretty badly, and we got up to 89%, so, hey, that's pretty good. Pharah shouldn't be doing that, because... that's not gonna work. She's like the only one still alive right now. And miraculously, we get away with our lives. Isn't that incredible? The great escape. Good heavens. Because we didn't... From where we were, we didn't have any right to get away, but their Hanzo still can't hit anything. Unless they're earth-shattered, apparently. So we killed their Symmetra just suddenly out of nowhere, because she was standing too far up. So, great. Had potential, you know, that one. Suddenly, we saw somebody right as we were about to unleash it, but then May's like, nope, you put that fun down. Here comes Reinhardt. Reinhardt is, of course, not allowed to do this, because... that's how you throw a game, if you're playing Reinhardt right there. Like, that's how you throw. Unfortunately, we have a Torbjorn. Also, our Mercy just got killed by Scatter Skill, so, it's gonna be pretty hard for us now. With just a Zenyatta and a Torbjorn on our team. Unfortunate, because their Reinhardt tried pretty hard to throw, right there. So we're back up here again. This is still basically the best place we can be standing. Our options for, like, doing much to influence this game as Zenyatta are pretty low, because Zenyatta... the way you have more agency over the game than, like, Mercy does is because you have the option of killing people. It's really hard for us to kill people on their team, because their team is, like, super inconvenient to kill. So, and we've still managed to get, like, more picks as Zenyatta than we realistically have any right to have gotten. So, things are going pretty well, honestly. So that's, of course, all very scary over there, and we back away from it. However, we forgot that Reinhardt was over here, and we end up backing into the Reinhardt. We saw Reinhardt go by, because he charged right past, and then we just kind of, like, back up into him, and now we've been revived in front of him, and... that's not the best revive in the world right there, was it? Didn't exactly go super well. Cat's doing something weird. We did back up into the Reinhardt. We were backing up away from the lasers, but, I mean, we could have just gone, like, back away towards the gate. We sort of just forgot Reinhardt was over there, it looks like, and we got hit in the back. And then when you get hit in the back by a Reinhardt as Zenyatta, yeah, you're probably not going to get away from that one. Unless the Reinhardt, by some miracle, dies. So the armor is in a very tantalizing, but also in a hazardous location, so it took us a little while to get here. Now we're Zenyatta with 275 hit points. What a time to be alive. If you can consider a machine alive. So... Mei just threw her ultimate in, and there was promptly zero capitalization on that one at all. And we're hanging out in the doorway, which is not really where we want to be standing, because they're kind of all alive, and we don't have a shield to stand in front of. The dragon is, of course, independent of shields, because it goes straight through it, but we shouldn't really just be hanging out in front of the doorway under most circumstances as Zenyatta, unless we have a shield to stand behind, which we don't. So we're trying to put the moves on this Hanzo. That was one of the worst scatter arrows in recorded history, but it still mostly killed us, right? Like, ooh, get hit by almost none of it, and it drops us down to 15 hit points, and then it's not hard to die from that point. He's also got shield generator HP, so it's pretty hard for us to win that fight. But, yeah, I was fucked either way. Basically. And to no one's great surprise, we don't capture this second checkpoint. But we got 89%, which is pretty good. Because on Volskaya Industries, you kind of expect to lose the first checkpoint. So you want to at least get past 33% on the second checkpoint, so you still have the chance of winning, rather than at that point playing for, like, at least 4 minutes with nothing but the possibility of drawing. Then we totally C9 it right here. Torbjorn should have been the one standing on it, because he was using Molten Core, but he totally C9 it, and we just all walk off the checkpoint, and we don't... The checkpoint, yes, the checkpoint. Checkpoint, choke point, very similar words, different meanings. Slightly, anyway. So now we're going to be defending. This is such a good skin, though, isn't it? Like, this is such a good skin. It's not going to be mine. It will not be mine. I've got Jiangxi Mei, which is a good skin, but Mei is like one of the heroes I have the least playtime on, because I don't really like many defense tree heroes that much. I tend to like the offense tree the most, but that's the one I have. Don't often get to pick, because you know how it be. You know how it be. So, now we're defending. I don't think we could have really done that much better this game, other than, like, aim better in a few situations, and, like, that's kinda it, because we've basically been standing in, like, the best places we could be standing, and we have had few super great opportunities. Fuck this Genji, though, also. Yep, We don't use the right-click very often, which is, of course, a big plus for me, because I'll die on this hill that Zenyatta's right-click is a bad ability, and people way overvalue it because every now and then you get a cheesy kill with it, and that feels good. It feels good to just randomly get a kill that you know you didn't really have any claim to. That's why people play Hanzo. But I stand by that it's a bad ability, and you can meet me in the fucking pit if you want to fight about it, as someone always does. So, there's a Reinhardt coming up, and then, whew, it looks like he might go around for some crazy flank play, but instead he just threw himself out the window. So, it was scary, but it didn't really do anything. So, we've got Pharah floating around out here, and we're basically the only one on our team that can realistically kill a Pharah, so she basically has to be our area. She's not really, like, Zenyatta isn't really meant to counter Pharah, because he's a projectile hero. Pretty fast projectile, but he's still projectile hero. So, not really what you want to be doing, but we're like the only one that can kill her, so she kind of has to be our priority right now. It's just how it has to be. And fortunately, we've got this armor on us, which is helping us a lot, and then we get her in the end, and we feel really good about it. We got there in the end. So, Mercy, hopefully Mercy, like, knows we're up here, so that she can just try and, like, float away if she really needs it. We've almost got, Transcendence built up. We have not actually put our Harmony Orb on the Orisa, who must have been the target, but we haven't noticed that we actually put it on Torbjorn because he walked in front of us, so our Harmony Orb wasn't really doing very much over that period. And of course, we're looking for maximum efficiency when we're playing someone like Zenyatta, because it's hard to have that much sway over the game as a support, so it's kind of about being as efficient as possible. Zenyatta at least does have the possibility of just, like, killing people, so he has more agency than, like, Ana does, for example. Zenyatta is, like, probably the best support hero you can pick in, like, lower SRs if you're, like, mechanically pretty good and you have to play a support hero, because you just kill people. And people in low SRs, they don't know how to position properly, and, like, they do shit that's easily punished. So as long as you're just, like, decently good at killing people, you can carry a game as Zenyatta. The quantifier there is that, like, you have to actually still have a main healer on your team to be able to justify picking Zenyatta. And, well, we know how that one goes. So, also, like, you need a Mercy, basically, at the current moment. So here's Reinhardt. The Reinhardt is not doing their team any favors, because, like, he is really bad. Like, it's probably come across at this point, but, like, what's this clown up to? What's he up to? Tell me what that guy's plan is. Kill everyone? Good luck with that one. So, we've been hanging out back here. This is like the ideal place to be standing as Zenyatta on this checkpoint. The problem is that people usually want to go and stand up by the second checkpoint. Absolute tragedy. Let's watch the sadness again. The Diva Bomb of all things bumps us off the edge and kills our Transcendence, which was almost over, but it feels really bad, man. Fortunately, we did still manage to save Mercy's life because we stopped the Dragon Blade with it. So, that's probably the only reason we don't lose the checkpoint, is that we did actually save Mercy's life with the Transcendence. Even though we felt really bad, because we got bumped off the edge, we did at least save Mercy. Which, Mercy is more important than us, as well, so it all works out in the end. And now, we get back in time to take part in what will be the last fight at the checkpoint. We lost Reaper, we still have our Mercy, Reaper's alive again, they're coming in like one by one. It's not gonna work. Here comes Reinhardt. 20 minutes late with Starbucks. Doesn't even touch the checkpoint. Had Earth Shatter. Didn't use it. Never tanked anything for his entire team. Yeah, I guess I'm in the same elo as Reinhardt that doesn't actually understand Overwatch. You know, whatever. Yeah, he's really bad. He was really bad. If they actually had a Reinhardt, like imagine if their Reinhardt was actually doing any tanking at all. Game would have probably been a lot harder, but wasn't actually that hard. So I think we played about as well as we could in the game. Really, like there's like the things where like we kind of forget that Reinhardt charged past us, and then we back up into that, which is not great. Obviously. Some inefficiencies with our, orbs. There were probably other parts with inefficiencies with the orbs that I just kind of forgot to mention at the time or didn't notice. Because it's the sort of thing that's, like, always there in the background and, like, you're worrying about other stuff because you have to actually shoot at stuff, so tends to be moments of inefficiencies with the Harmony Orb. It's very hard to have, like, a really, like, perfect game in terms of that. Just like, if you're playing Reinhardt, like, it's hard to have a really, like, a perfect game of shield management, because it's just kind of something that's always happening, so it's pretty unlikely you'll do it correctly the entire time. We sit really far back. We almost never use the secretly very bad ability. We pick people that we honestly had no right to pick, but they were standing in, like, bad places, so we punished them for it, so I think we played about as well as we really could have done, so there's not really that much to say about it, honestly, so thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful, even though it was kind of a stomp. It wasn't like a stomp, you know, but, like, it was kind of a stomp. It was, like, 75% of a stomp. Which is a weird quantifier, but you understand.